I am here today to do a plant trend. So this is the mid-year plant trend that Anna with Plants started, and I saw Fern did her take on it, Claudia did her take on it. So I just thought I'd join in the fun and do my little take on it. And then if you guys are creators or not creators and you want to also join in, by all means, join in, do your take on it, and tag me in it so I can see. Or if you want to answer any of these questions but you don't want to make a video, leave it in the comments because I'm super excited to know about it. All right, so there's 12 questions here, and I'm just going to start with question number 1. What is my best plant so far this year? Best plant so far this year. I don't think I was quite prepared for this. Best plant. I'm gonna have to come back to this one. Best plant. I don't know. I love all of my plants. I don't have a best plant. I'll come back to this one. Okay, so number 2 is best plant rebound or recovery. I'm prepared for that one. So I have this Anthurium right here. Can you see how absolutely massive this is? The rest of the leaves aren't quite as big, and they're not all amazingly beautiful. There's some older leaves with some crisp, some other big ones. We have some new growth coming in here. We have a new one coming in there. We have a flower coming in here. We have an inflow that's died off. Oh, this one was pollinated. I don't know if it took or not. I think this one was just pollinated. Yeah, this one was just pollinated. So, oh, and we have more growth coming in down here. Another growth point, it looks like. Maybe a couple. Interesting. I haven't gotten up close and personal with this one in quite some time. So, what is happening? We have more coming in here. Can you see that? We have some more right there. We have a flower here, new growth everywhere. And then I have, I think, another flower coming in, another inflow right there, which you may not be able to see. So this plant was gifted to me as a stump. If I can find the picture, I'll insert it up here. This plant came from a friend of mine who acquired it from somebody on Facebook who was clearing out their cabinet, I guess giving up plants altogether, and decided take it all. And my friend gave it to me, and it had like one really small leaf about this size, and it was struggling really bad, and that leaf ended up dying off. It was in leca, but it didn't love it. I don't really know what the conditions were before I got it, but I think the woman had just given up on them. So it was down to a stump. It stayed a stump for months. It did nothing for months. I just kind of forgot about it. And when I would come across it, was in a little Starbucks cup. I would throw some water in it, some, whatever, and just I had no hope at all until one day it gave me a leaf. And this is where we are now. After it started to grow for me, I've gotten all this in the past 4 months, 5 months maybe, all of this new growth. Like, this is absolutely insane how big this is. So this is definitely my best rehab so far this year. It's bananas, and I could probably separate it. I'm not going to, but this one here is on a new growth point. Anyway, so that's that one. I'm so excited. It's a no ID. I honestly didn't even know what it was when it was given to me, because it was like the leaf it did had was so damaged, and then it just went down to a stump. It didn't have a tag. It was just a sad plant in a glass jar with some leca. So love it. I love it. Even though it's a new idea, I don't care. I love it. So the next question on here is my favorite plant acquisition, or have I crossed off anything off of my wish list? Yes and yes. I couldn't decide. There's actually so many. I did not have a lot on my wish list this year. I was able to cross off the ones that I did have, which was the Peperomia Carnival. I got that from Aeroids in Orlando. Variegated Ginny Galaxy Begonia, also Aeroids in Orlando. This one over here that I'm going to show you. This is my Variegated Gloriosum, also from Aeroids in Orlando. I was super happy to get this. No. I'm sorry, Aeroid Greenhouse. That's who it was. Aeroid Greenhouse is where I got all of these from. And I acquired these from the Big Plant Expo when I was there for my birthday in North Carolina. I was able to get all of these from my wish list, and I'm so excited about it. I'm not a big philodendron person at all, especially the crawling kind, but Kaylee Ellen has a Variegated Gloriosum type 1, and I'm literally in love with that. I'll never get a piece of that because it's probably going to be $1 billion for the rest of my life. But I was able to get this one, and this one is a type 2 because it has the speckles in here along with the sectoral. The type 1, I believe, is just the sectoral, and it's honestly chef's kiss. I love it. And then I have another one that I got an acquisition, and let me show you that one. So here's another acquisition. This one was actually a gift to me. This is the Pink Begonia Maculata. I love this. This was gifted to me. We got a cruncher. Oh, well, not anymore. We had a cruncher right there, but it's gone. But the rest of them look really healthy. This one has a lot of pink on it. I actually didn't want it to be too variegated because then I've had a few leaves that were like pure pink, and they obviously didn't last very long because, well, honestly, I don't know, because I've heard that the pink can still photosynthesize, the pure pink ones, but I'm really not sure. So these ones are not. This is a new leaf, so it's not quite all the way hardened off yet. I wish it would show up as absolutely stunning as it is in real life. This one has some pink on it, down at the bottom mostly, and through here, if you can see it, I'm not sure. And then we have some more growth coming in over there, and then we have another one that's gonna come out right there. This was a 2-leaf cutting when I got it. One leaf didn't survive shipping, and then the other leaf did, and I don't think that one's even here anymore. But now we're starting to grow and put out some new growth. And this was gifted to me by Jen with the Fancy Plants. She is Miss Fancy Plants on Palm Street, She is Miss Fancy Plants on Palm Street, TikTok, and Instagram. You should definitely check her out. She created the puddle pads, which is the vapor method. I've made some videos on that too. So this was a gift from Jen, and I absolutely adore it. I can't wait for it to size up really big for me. Next, any new plants that caught your interest? I am in my Anthurium era right now, so pretty much all things Anthurium. I'm a lover of the silvery silver veins, like the more silver the better, but I realized that my collection was kind of all in that way, so I've started to kind of go more for the darker, like minimal veined Anthurium, just so I can have like a selection for my breeding program. And I just pollinated this inflow, and I have another one that may be growing. Well, it is growing berries at this moment. But you just don't know until they're about to be ready. It could abort. I hope it doesn't. I've never gotten berries before, so this is my first time breeding. I've never bred them. I just grew them. I just kind of cut them off. So now I'm collecting pollen on some of the smaller ones that I don't want to breed yet, etc. So anything, really, to be 100% honest, and I've made a TikTok, like a short video on this. It isn't the plants that I'm maybe this sounds crazy. It isn't so much a specific plant that I'm looking for, or like in my case, Anthurium. It's where the plant is coming from. Excuse me. So, for example, Anthurium Papa, Brian is great. Nigel from Boy Gardening. There's many of them. I've gotten to know these people very, well throughout community. Planty Addicted Cass, Danny Anthurium, Phytorot, these list goes on. These people have become such a great community for me in this world, and been so supportive and just so amazing, that I want a plant from them. I want an Anthurium from them. I've been gifted a few. I've purchased some. It doesn't matter. I just want to have theirs. So when I look at my plant, for example, this one, it came from Jen with the Fancy Plants, or Miss Fancy Plants. Her name is Jen. This plant, let's say, would retail for $200. I don't know what it's going for right now. To me, this is worth $2,000 because it came from somebody that I've gotten to know, I've had, built a relationship with, and that's super important to me. And that makes my plants so much more valuable than just buying a plant or whatever. It's not the plant, it's the community, if that makes any sense at all. There's a few people that I would love to get a plant from, and I just don't know if I'll ever be able to, because one of them is Kaylee Ellen. She is overseas in the UK. I work with her because I carry her product line, Nurture System, in my shop. So I do work with her, and I have met her in person, and she's a lovely, lovely person. I would love to have something from Alice from You Don't Even Grow Here. I don't think she'll ever see one of my videos, but I'm so addicted to hers, like I'm stalking. And Charmaine, oh my goodness, those two, and they're friends in real life. They're in Canada, and I wish I could just meet them, because I feel like we're friends already. I know that probably sounds ridiculous, but I've been watching them for so long, and I would really love to get a plant from one of them. Honestly, it would mean the world to me. But they did with Jing. Jing is Plant Happens. They do restocks every now and then, but this last restock, the plant would have been, say, I don't know, $30. Shipping would have been like $80. Like, I couldn't do it. It was insane this time. So I'm just gonna keep hoping and keep my eye out. Anyway, let me move on. You guys get my point. I'll talk about it forever. Biggest plant surprise, unexpected discovery, good or bad. I didn't bring it in here, but I'll try to insert some pictures in here. I, for the first time in the last couple months, have gotten blooms on my Hoya. One is in a little pot. I didn't bring any in here. I feel terrible about this. So blooming on my Hoya is brand new to me. I've never had them bloom, and they just keep going, and I'm so in love. I walk into my room, and where my cabinet is, I can smell it, and I'll open up my cabinet and I'm hit with the fragrance of a Hoya bloom, and I'm searching because I have so many Hoya in there. I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And I keep looking until I find it, and that makes me so happy. Let's see. Also, another big surprise to me, or I guess that the Hoya blooms were my biggest plant surprise, and my best unexpected discovery is this begonia. Look at these leaves on this thing. These leaves are absolutely out of control. Look at this leaf compared to my face. It's like bigger than my head. I think this might be black magic, or I believe it was sold to me as such. It's so dry in here right now that if I sit it down, it's gonna completely fall over. But look how big this begonia is. And I'm literally just floored at how massive these leaves are. I had no idea that these leaves were gonna get so absolutely enormous. I have a lot of begonia and none of them are doing that. Like, hello, look at this. So that was a major surprise to me, and a lovely discovery. This one's actually getting, I'm gonna have to find something to hold this up because it's heavy right now and I don't want it to break. So I'm gonna have to get something to support this. But look how big this is, giant. Yeah, I'm gonna have to support this one. I need to sit this down. Give me a. Next one, number 6, is my biggest plant disappointment. What would be a disappointment? I don't think I can think of anything like off the top of my head, but I got one. Here is my biggest disappointment. Just look at this. And Kaylee, if for some crazy reason you see this, look at this. Do you know what this is supposed to be? Can you tell? This was a tissue culture, and this is the type 2 variegated gloriosum. Yep, this is her. Quite the abomination. This is supposed to be this. What do you think? Not even close. It's growing so wonky too. I have actually another one that's in somewhere in there, and I'm literally just keeping these so I can just see what they do, because they're quite a disappointment, quite the abomination, quite the disappointment. I don't know if this is just a bad batch or what, but it's not even like, oh, this leaf is just hanging on. It's not even really attached anymore. I don't even know what to say. It's not rooting down there. It's just kind of here. So, I don't know. That's my biggest disappointment, for sure. So let's see what's next. What is my favorite plant care revelation or supply/tool? For me, so far this year would probably be beneficials. I really realized that chemicals weren't the way for me for pests, and it wasn't until I had a thrips outbreak in my personal plant, not here, but I had a thrips outbreak, and I have a lot of pricey plants and a lot of plants that just mean a lot to me, and I got thrips and I panicked, and I spent 2 straight days from sun up to sundown taking every single plant I owned out, even these, outside, treating them with Azamax and spinosad and DIY pest spray, wiping every single leaf off of hundreds of plants, sanitized the shelving, the floors, the walls, everything. Everything was dismantled. Cabinets. I took everything apart, cleaned everything, the substrate, wiped every pot, and it was a battle. It was a battle. It was a battle. And I felt so defeated. My most beautiful plants were getting such damage on the leaves. And I just didn't even feel like I was making a dent in anything until finally I caved in and got some beneficials. DMV beneficials, I reached out to them and they were absolutely amazing because I didn't know what I was going to need. And honestly, I am not a bug girly at all. I do not want bugs in my house. I do not want bugs on my plants. And I certainly didn't want to buy bugs to get rid of bugs. Like, that just did not make good sense to me. Not even a little bit. And I'm paying money. So you want me to pay money to buy bugs to fight bugs? Anywho, I did it. I did it because I was like, what else am I going to do? And it was amazing. It worked. It took a couple treatments. It worked great. Long story short, fast forward, I am a local chapter lead for DMV beneficials in my area because I wanted, so if you order from the website, them or really anybody, and I had tried another company or two companies, and I wasn't getting good support. I wasn't getting like a lot, they weren't all alive when they arrived, etc. So with DMV, I got an amazing amount of support with them. I also got, everything was showing up alive, but the shipping, I was paying $25 in shipping every time because they have to overnight them because, you know, alive. And so I found that if you order through a local chapter, you don't have to pay shipping. Problem was I didn't have a local chapter. So I was like, well, somebody's got to take one for the team. It's going to be me. If I own a plant shop and I'm growing my own personal plants, like, why wouldn't I? It was like a no-brainer to me. So that's what I did. And now I'm a chapter lead. So that is my ace. That is my go-to. I'm constantly getting sachets and lace wings or whatever as preventative because I don't want to have to deal with it again. And I'm in Florida, so it's like bug nuts over here. Okay, what is next? Most aesthetically appealing plant. I'm going to pop a picture in of it. It's going to be my, oddly enough, like I have plants that cost me ridiculous amounts of money and of different genus, and I have some beautiful plants. But this Frydek, plain old basic alocasia Frydek. Nothing special, nothing expensive. I think when I bought it, it was just a tiny little pup and it was probably like $20. I got like a little teeny tiny, like not even that big. I can't reach the ones that are back here on the shelves, but actually let me just grab one. So when I got it, it wasn't even this big. It honestly wasn't. And there's two in here, but this is a little baby. So I don't even think they were the size of this. And now it's so massive, I can't even pick it up. Like it's the pot it's in. Excuse my dog. I'm sure you can hear her barking. She barks at everything. But the pot is probably like a 12-inch pot, and the plant is absolutely massive. It takes up almost the entire space of my Mills bow wide. So that is probably the one I get the most comments about, possibly because it's in the living room where people are. Just give me 1 second. Puddles! All right. Next up is my most sad. Next up is my most sad looking plant, and I think we're going back to this gloriosum. This thing is pathetic, this little tissue culture plant. I don't even know what else to say about it, but it's definitely the most sad looking. Number 10, any plants left to acquire or plant projects to complete before the end of 2026. Any plants left to acquire? No, I'm not actively looking for anything else. I've gotten all of the wish list plants that I had, which was a very short list. I think I had 4 on my list, if that, this year. The only one that I haven't acquired, and I'm not actively looking for it, but if I came across it and I came across a good specimen, I'd really like to get my hands on it, would be the Peperomia Painted Lady, I think it is, or the Peperomia Rainbow. There's so many beautiful begonias. There's a lot of beautiful plants out there. So I'm not saying like I'm not buying anymore or I'm not gonna accept anymore if they're gifted to me for the rest of the year. I'm just saying that I'm not actively searching for any. Let's see. Oh, and a project. Yes, I have. I'm sure you may have seen the video of me putting up the shelving in my living room. Well, in my plant space out there in my plant room, I want to take down like a plant shelf I have that kind of goes like this type thing. I want to take that out, and I got shelving to go down that wall so it can house more plants, because I grow everything in ambient minus a couple cabinets. I have a Millsbow wide, a Millsbow tall, and 2 unicollies, which are just like the Millsbow talls. The Millsbow wide is just alocasia. One of the unicollies is in my room, and that's pure Hoya. Another one is begonia and Anthurium, and another one is just Anthurium. So I don't have any tents. I'm not a tent person. I want to see everything I have. So if it can't fit in my cabinet and it's not able to live in ambient, it's probably not for me, which is fine. I love everybody's who grows in tents, and there's some beautiful Anthurium that I would love to have, but I know that I can't because they require tent conditions. But if I can't see it when I walk by or like enjoy my plants visually, then they're not for me. No judgment at all, please. If you grow in a tent, I think that's amazing. It's just not for me, at least not right now. I can't never say never, right? Because I didn't think I was ever going to get a cabinet either, and now I have 4. So, you know, whatever. But I would like to finish that project by the end of the year. Okay, so what is the next? There's only 2 left. Any new plant hot takes or controversial opinions? Controversial, potentially. I've seen this go 2 ways. There's a couple, but I don't want to say they're like hot takes, but I know that they can be controversial. I know there's a lot of people who think the way, you know, their thoughts align with mine, but there's also a camp that is totally not with it. One of them is cutting the flowers off of alocasia, like the inflows off of an alocasia. There's a lot of people against it for tons of reasons. I personally, sometimes I leave them alone, but a lot of times I cut them off because I see a decline in my plants otherwise. I think it's Claudia who mentioned that too. She cuts hers off. I know people say like if you cut it off, it'll just come right back. Well, if you cut it off and snip some of the roots, the plant is going to refocus its energy down to the root system, and it's not going to push another one. In my experience, that's worked. Another one is you don't up pot your plant. Like if you're up potting, you only go like an inch or 2 bigger than what you had. So if it's in a 4-inch, you go to a 6-inch. If it was in a 6-inch, you go to an 8-inch, etc. With my Anthurium, a lot of the time for my personal Anthurium, sometimes I'll go from a 4-inch to a 10-inch. It's fine. It makes my leaves bigger, faster. My Anthurium don't seem to mind it. So I know that that's kind of controversial. But for my Anthurium, I don't do that really with other genus, but for my Anthurium, I do. And then the last thing is no drainage. I do have a lot of plants in no drainage, and they're all fine. If you can see, can you see the roots down in there? I'm not really sure if you can, probably a little bit, right? It's full of roots. It's really full of roots, at least, some are going all the way down to here, but when I started, they were all up here. So I have leca down here, and then moss up top, and then I keep just a little bit of nutrient solution down here. I probably could stand to flush this one. I haven't flushed this one in a while, so I will. So I don't want algae to build up in there, so I will flush it out every now and then. But look at all the corn. I don't know if you can see it. This thing is producing corms like crazy all over the place. Just on this top, there's one right there. Inside the glass, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them inside the glass, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them trying to grow, like right there, trying to grow above the glass. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see. The leaves are in the way of a lot of them. But anyway, I do have quite a few plants in this setup. This one is newer to this setup, so we're just starting to get some rootage that's growing down. My reservoir is right to there. And this other one that I have within arm's reach, see how that root is grown all the way down? We got some on this side that have grown all the way down as well. It looks like I am about to lose this older leaf on here, which is fine. This recently got transferred over, and I typically don't lose a leaf. This one is just now unfurling, and because of the nurture system that I use, I don't typically lose any leaves, but I do have 1 and 2 new leaves trying to come in, and my roots are doing really well going down, so I have nothing to complain about. If I lose an older leaf, it's fine, but overall my plants are very healthy. So those are my controversial type things. And my last one is, what plant trends have you seen this year so far? I don't know. I'm not really in the loop of trends. I don't know what's trending. I want to say it was Anna that mentioned this. I think it was Anna. She said by the time she catches on or realizes a trend, it's at the tail end of it, or it's over. I feel like I'm there too. I consume social media, and I do watch the people that I watch on YouTube. I do have some Instagram every now and then. When I'm posting things, I'll go through, see kind of what's going on. If there's a new plant out there, a new Anthurium, whatever. But I definitely wouldn't say that I'm up on trends. I don't know any trends in plants. I know that for a long time, the pink maculato was like a major thing. And it's funny because I don't remember about Anna, but I know that Fern and I know that Claudia both showed their maculata as a wish list plant unlocked, and I'm doing it too, and I can't remember if Anna has one or not, but so apparently this is a trend, maybe, if you want to call that, but all of us maybe just have a similar taste. How do you not love this plant? I'll tell you that I have a plain maculata, and it just grew so big, so fast, and so out of control that I sold a bunch in my shop, and I finally just got to the point where it lives outside now, because I'm like, this thing is just, I can't keep up with it, and it's like propagating constantly, and I need space for newer things and newer plants that I need to propagate. So it's outside now. But this pink, oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. And I honestly don't care if it's a trend or not a trend. It's just something that I find gorgeous. And I would think the same of the other ladies that have done this. I don't see any of those girls, women, Anna, Fern, Claudia, none of them are intentionally trying to stay buying or acquiring plants that are trendy just because they're trendy. None of those women do that, which is why I continue to watch those women. I mean, if that's what you're doing, great. If you're just getting into plants and you're looking for the trendy stuff, hey, you got to figure out where your niche is and what you like. So that's awesome, but it's not my thing, and I appreciate them for their authenticity. Let's just say they're not acquiring plants for that reason, to say, look what I have. It's they're buying plants or consuming plants for what they genuinely like. And it just so happens that all of us really fell for this plant because it's hard to not. So that's the end of the 12 questions. I hope that you enjoyed my ranting. I feel like I've been talking for literally ever. I would love to hear if you have anything you would like to share on any of these questions, or if you want to make a video, I hope that you tag me in it. I want to say thank you so much to Anna for starting this trend, this tag trend. Not trend, this tag, I guess, this mid-year tag. And thank you to Fern and to Claudia for jumping on that and sharing yours. I'm just adding to it, and I hope that you guys all will do the same. Hey, Kaylee, if you can see this, I hope that you do it, because I'm curious to see what yours is. Maybe Alice. That would be great if you did it. And Charmaine, I would love to see yours too. Those would probably be my top 3 that I would really love to see what your responses are. So if I can tag anybody when I create this video, I'm gonna try, but I don't know that I've ever tried to tag anybody on YouTube specifically. Anyway, I'm gonna try to. So if anybody else has access to Kaylee Ellen, Alice with You Don't Even Grow Here, or Charmaine with Unplant Parenthood, if you guys have access to them, get them to do it, because I would really love to see it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, you guys, bye.